Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
The Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution and
morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
so sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes
Whiskey and Whine.
So anyway, whenever I was over there, he asked me if I wanted one of his steel reserves, and I was just like, Overlord, I don't understand your specific kind of ignorance, but I do admire your total commitment to it.
Well, you think if he would just listen to the show, he would understand.
Yeah, he would understand.
Yeah, what kind of what
I
are
forgot.
good beers? Which one are bad
Speaking of beers, our American Honky Tonk Association.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, yep.
We're recording. Look
We're
at that.
recording. All right.
So, welcome back, cluckheads.
You know who we are. You know what we do.
Constitution,
Current events.
common sense,
And morals. We're going to have to keep each other in check.
Yeah,
not here.
she's absent today, so we'll try to do our best behavior. So I said it, behavior, just like that. So we really mean it.
Yes. Or you could be like Biden and whenever you're trying to get a point across, just yell it.
Well, there's creepy whispering, then there's yelling, and then
Yeah.
there's like the blinking eye weird thing he's got going on.
I mean,
the thing. And then there's just the lost in translation he gets.
Whenever the scorpion is on your shoulder, and then you're trying to read the thing. Come on, man! Changing people's lives.
You got to change the wheels on your canoe. And back in 06 when I was senator.
19 or 2000?
19.
All right.
That dude is old. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
We're doing something a little bit different today with our taste testing. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
For a
So
second?
we got a great donation. This is from one of our listeners and one of my buddies. He is 5G Farm Texas out in McKinney, Texas. He owns a farm store. He does barbecue.
Is this what they do, the pumpkin patch?
Yeah, he does a pumpkin patch every year. He's open on the weekends, kind of stuff like that. They just did their whole, come out, pick your own peaches kind of thing. 'Cause I know like apple picking and peach picking is a thing for people. And,
Did they come from a can?
no, they came from the tree.
Were they?
But I guess
were they put there by a man?
maybe they were made a factory. But
Downtown.
No, these are actually-
peaches come from a can.
Now, these actually come off this dude's trees. I mean, he's actually got a pretty cool setup out there. So the barbecue is amazing. So now he did want to preface when he donated this beer or beers. That he's not standing behind these beers. This is simply a donation for the cause.
But now some of these you can't even buy, right?
I don't know.
They're only in.
Yeah, I couldn't look up any information on most of them.
I shouldn't say buy. You can only get from the 903
Yeah,
shop.
I think you have to go to the brewery itself.
Yeah,
and
like
get
the
it from
brewery. Yeah.
the gift shop there. But he gave us 3 different taste ones to do. They're roughly a pint each, so they're the big bottles or the big cans. And we'll kind of just split it up and kind of taste test. So we got it's a 3-way. Normally you got to pay
Heck
extra
yeah,
for that kind
baby.
of action. But today it's all on 5G.
I had a 3-way
5G
today.
Farm.
I had a 3-way today where I got completely clucked. I had to get gas and groceries.
So you're at the gas station.
Okay, so this first one is from 903 is called Fragile Like a Bomb. It's an Imperial Oatmeal Stout aged on whiskey-soaked coffee beans, vanilla sugar, and oak spirals. First off, I don't even know what an oak spiral is, but I do know how much.
It's a lot is what that is.
I do know how much you love coffee.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at the alcohol content on that bad boy.
But the can itself is really cool.
Yeah.
It's got like this little doily.
Yeah, it's if your grandma had made a doily
16.4%.
If grandma was an alcoholic.
Okay. And it pairs with beef mole fudge preserve.
All right. Sure.
I'll have to Google that.
Yeah.
And then it said that we need to use one of those type of glasses.
Well,
so we're going to substitute that glass with
Plastic
a red solo cup.
Nothing but class on this show.
Let's have a party.
So,
all right, here we go.
Again, while he's doing that, wait, we got to listen for the. It's not too bad. Yeah.
Oh, and it had the little, like some of the stuff come off the top. Let's do the old Uncle Joe sniff test.
So he's sniffing that one. 903 is
Oh,
out
Uncle
of
Joe
Sherman,
gives that
Texas.
5 sniffs. Five out of 5 sniffs.
You know what? That actually smells pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
So I'll let you do the honors of pouring since you started off.
All right, I'll do this. Oh, go ahead and talk about 903 up there in Sherman, Denison.
So yeah, they're up in Sherman, Texas. They're a brewery or a craft brew, however you want to look at it, and they do just an incredible number of different types of beers they do. And like I said, this is just kind of a taste test of 3.
This pours, and it looks as it's pouring like a soda.
Yeah, it's really, really dark, but it is a stout, so it's an oatmeal stout, so that's not surprising on that one. But yeah, it's funny that they say that you're supposed to do it in a special kind of glass. I don't think I've ever seen a beer do that. But then again, It is 16% alcohol.
16.4.
16.4. All right, so ready to take this bad boy? Give it a sip.
Let's give it a sip before we get into topic numero uno.
Plastic clinkage there.
Here's a clinkage.
Prost,
y'all.
So, doesn't taste like beer.
No, it doesn't. I know that because the Morals loves coffee flavored beer. She would love this. And I'm a huge coffee drinker, but this catches.
And I can't think of the name of it, and I apologize. There is a Mexican shot that I get.
Talking about the chocolate shot.
Yeah, the chocolate shots. That's kind of what this reminds me of. So.
I was expecting something different. That's why it choked me up. It doesn't taste bad, but I was expecting something different.
Yeah, it's almost like a coffee candy bar with a high alcohol content.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and get the timer pulled up here. We'll go ahead and get into topic numero uno. Do we need to solve this the old-fashioned way by rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first?
No, it's cool. I'll go first.
All right. Well, timer started.
Real simple. Command decision. So normally, even though we're an international show, most people mostly national, but because we're internet radio, this is a show that's based here in Dallas, Fort Worth. Today we're in Dallas.
In Texas. Dallas, Texas, not Dallas, Georgia.
So Fort Worth is part of that DFW Metroplex. So I wanted to kind of talk about this one a little bit because this is taking place.
But over Cowtown?
Yeah, over in Cowtown.
Funky Town.
So, I actually live closer to the Cowtown side of the Metroplex than I do the Dallas side. But, yeah. This one kind of irritated me, not in a pro or anti-Second Amendment way, just in a nonsensical way of spending tax dollars.
What's that?
The Fort Worth PD is doing their gun buyback program, where if you bring your firearm in, they will give you $100 in a gift card. Again, my problem with that is not about being pro or Second Amendment.
Hold up a second. So you're telling me that an organization,
government organization,
that is a part of the local government, that we pay taxes for them to do their job.
Yeah.
Now they are going to give us our own tax money back for something that we've already bought and paid taxes on.
Correct. So you've paid taxes a few times on a lot of these things.
That makes perfect sense.
My number one,
how many taxes do you pay on a gun?
Well, you've got sales tax. You've got the federal tax. Now, if you have like a stamp or you want to do like an SBR
or Class 3,
or you want to get like say one of the
that's
suppressors,
like an extra $225.
There's another
like
$200 tax stamp you got to pay to the federal government. Wait a year and all that kind of stuff. So these things are already heavily taxed, and the taxes the federal government wants is more than the $100 you're going to get. So you spend $1,000 on a rifle, which is not unheard of anymore, thanks to inflation. You spend $1,000 on a rifle, and you pay a bunch of taxes on it, and then now you've got your local government, and the federal government wants to mandate this as a gun buyback, and you get $100 of your own tax money. The only loser in this situation is the person who actually bought the gun, who's the taxpayer who gave the money to pay for the tax to do the buyback.
So here's what I would love to do. I'd love to 3D print a whole bunch of just prop guns, because then I say if I take like 30 of them,
Yeah.
Because then I would have enough to buy me a really nice AR.
Yeah, the sad thing is people have taken advantage of these in other cities. They turned in BB guns and broken guns and zip guns that they were made out of pipes, and they said they were guns, and guns that were broken, and you don't want to throw it in a landfill. So they're like, hey, I'm going to get $100 for this bad boy because it's going to cost more to fix it than this thing is worth. And there's no hard data anywhere to show that this thing is these type of programs. They've been doing it for years in other cities.
Oh, no, there is data on that.
Nothing that shows that crime has dropped.
Oh, no, not showing that crime dropped, but there's data on it saying that in a bunch of these gun-free zones that it got worse.
Well, yeah, because it's a gun-free zone. You throw gun-free zone on there, that's where criminals go. Because
that was actually a part of the Buffalo Shooters manifesto. That's the reason he drove 200 miles to that particular area, so that way that he could not be shot.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens. But again, back on that's horrible. But back to the point of this being a horrible use of tax resource money. And again, they're calling it gun buyback. Just use a little bit of logic on this one. The statement itself is a lie. And let me tell you why the statement's a lie. Because it is absolutely impossible to buy back something you never owned to begin with.
That is also true.
So if the marketing campaign is a lie in itself, how do you trust the validity of the campaign or the people doing it?
Because the government said so.
Didn't Ronald Reagan say the most dangerous things coming out of the government is I'm from the government, or the dangerous things that anybody could say is I'm from the government and I'm here to help?
Yeah, but that was the old school way of thinking. With this administration, it's better. We're building back better.
Are we?
Yeah. Did you not get the memo?
Well, you know what? I mean, yeah, he's done such a bang up job now. I remember when he told us when they screwed the pooch on the Afghanistan pullout, said, "Oh no, those helicopters don't work. They can't do it." Yeah. And then they were hanging people flying from the
So I really love the fact that the government's telling me I need to get rid of my weapons.
Well, here's
at the same time leaving literally all of those weapons for ISIS to come.
But just kind of home state. I mean, yeah, criminals, they love to follow the law. So I mean,
naturally,
it's absolutely, they don't care about the severity of the law. But at once,
but they follow it.
I would just like to see one politician somewhere, sometime say, "Hey, you know what? I want a security team that has no firearms."
Timer just went off. Yeah.
Anyways, they never say it.
So with this particular beer, I did not finish it because since we're going to be testing three of them,
I get it.
I intentionally left enough for a sip.
It's got some kick, man.
It's got some kick. I don't taste the alcohol in it.
No, I taste
the coffee and whatever that chocolate is.
I can feel the alcohol burn, but there's no beer in this.
Not going to lie, I was expecting something different.
This feels like, honestly, it feels like if someone Irished up a Starbucks coffee. One of those.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Those $5 BS coffees that people like to get.
Yeah. I mean,
like a chocolate mocha vanilla sale latte,
but
full of extra BS.
Even with that, it's
they say vente.
One, it's very thick, which I was expecting because it's a stout. I was not expecting that much chocolate and coffee in an oatmeal stout. I can't even taste the oatmeal.
Chocolate and the coffee overpower everything.
Yeah.
And especially the coffee.
That being said,
but the chocolate gives it a nice hint for the coffee because I'm not a coffee guy.
I am a coffee guy. I drink Black Rifle coffee all the time. And
speaking of Black Rifle coffee,
and my favorite is caffeinated as Cluck with an F.
So speaking of Black Rifle coffee,
there's another veteran owned coffee place in Austin where that you can get General Mattis's blend.
Mad Dog
Mattis's blend. And let's just say that for the purpose of this show and keeping it underrated R, I can't tell you what the slogan is, but I will pull it up and show you.
Cool. As I was trying to shamelessly plug, and I'm going to try the third time on this one. Speaking of
what
Black
do you shamelessly plug?
Giftedchicken.com has a new coffee soap using Black Rifle coffee.
Oh my gosh!
That's totally crazy.
Oh my gosh! Which soap did Gifted Chicken using that?
Sorry, it's our basic beer recipe, but instead of using beer, I just replaced it all with Black Rifle coffee.
No, which coffee?
Oh, I don't know, just whatever came in the K-Cup. I'm not a coffee guy. I just bought a box.
Okay, first off, I'm going to throw this bottle at you.
There's a picture of it.
Well,
I don't drink coffee.
They've all got names. They're like Sweet and Silence. There's
I don't know.
There's like Knife Hand, Blackbeard's Delight.
Let's see if I get a picture of it.
Which is different than Afternoon Delight. There's caffeinated as Cluck. There's AK-47. It's made with real bits of Panthers, so you know that it's high quality.
This is one coffee round.
One coffee round. Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
all right, so here we go. So this before we get to topic 2, we're going to do the Devil's Last Dance. It is a beige. Beige.
It's feeling taupe today.
I'm guessing that the 16.4 is hitting me faster than I
thought. It's a little bit more kick than we were ready because I'm already sweating, man.
Okay, so you know the thing.
The thing.
So it's
Corn Pop's a bad dude. Is that a picture of Corn Pop on the side?
No, it's not, but I'll get there. So it's 903 Brewers, Devil's Last Dance, barrel aged stout. And it's aged on coconut flakes, hazelnut, and French French roast coffee beans in a DFWC Widow Jane 14-year dance with the devil whiskey barrel.
Yeah, I'm at this point. Let's just open it up.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, though. The bottle is super cool. If you look,
it's
it's
cool.
got the Batman Who Laughs, which is like the Joker with the Batman cowl with like the metal spots.
It's a cool amber bottle. It looks like almost something illegal you shouldn't. You know,
Widow Jane. That's what the WJ stands for. Widow Jane. Okay, so here we go. Not a lot of seepage on that one. All right. All right, so let's give it the Uncle Joe's sniff test. Okay, now even though it has coffee in it, that one smells way different, and I can smell a lot of that coconut on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely
different.
That's definitely different. I mean, it almost smells. The hazelnut is I think what I'm picking up on.
I smelled a little bit of the hazelnut, but I smelled a lot of that coconut. So, and it's very dark. It is very dark. And it's I think it's got a little bit more carbonation in it than the
well, the bottles typically hold that a little bit better than the cans do.
Maybe. I will say this. The other one, how it looked brown, this one looks black.
It does.
Like it's very black. All right, so here we go. Here's 2 before we get into topic 2. Get some clinkage going on in our sophisticated red Solo cup. You bring me up.
That's all coconut and hazelnut.
Okay, so here's what I did. Remember how like they had told us that like get the proper tasting, like breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and then take a sip. Yeah, all I taste is coconut.
I like it better than the last one though.
I do. It's a smoother.
Yeah, it's a lot smoother, less coffee. Still, you can taste the coffee.
Oh yeah,
It's really toned down.
Yeah, so. it's like all coconut to me. That's all I can taste.
I see. I'm getting a lot of hazelnut to go with it, but coconut and hazelnut.
Well, I get
are
the
very similar.
I get the coconut on the back end, and it sets. I'm getting the hazelnut on the front end.
Yeah.
Nothing like getting some nuts on the front end, and then getting some nuts on the back end.
It's a party. All right.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and kick off.
Let's get the next topic going.
All right. So topic number 2. Well, since we just did the Uncle Joe sniff test, let's talk about Uncle Joe for a second. So first off, I'm going to start this one.
You go right ahead.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Timer's already started. I've started it.
Well, the sooner you get going, the better.
I don't know if you heard, but our wonderful President Biden, good old 46.
I've heard of him.
He wrote a stern letter to the oil companies.
Well, no, hold on. We don't know it was stern.
I'm assuming it was stern.
We hope it was stern.
No, I'm assuming it was that it was stern.
Because it could have been like, "Hey guys, just President here."
No,
Corn Pop was asking.
No, because see, just because of what you just said, Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yeah,
and he took care of him. So
Corn Pop's running one of these oil companies.
I mean, I know for a fact that 46, he's like a rabid dog and he's sitting there he's going to go after these oil companies with just this amazing tenacity. I can't even lie anymore.
I was going to say, the first time someone shows ice cream, he's like, what? Oh, ice cream? Chocolate chip?
chocolate chip?
Chocolate chip?
Even better. Yeah, I'm sorry. When was the last time in the modern world you wrote a letter?
Yeah, well, he doesn't really live in the modern world, so
I wonder if he wrote it with like an ink quill pen.
When this guy got into politics, he showed up for his first day in Congress by horse and buggy, I think.
So he sits there and he like takes the pen out, dips it in the inkwell.
Yeah.
Hear ye, to whom it may concern.
I wonder if it sounded something like, my dearest oil company executive. How I have pined for you all these years in lower gas prices.
I'm asking you to be a patriot and lower your prices of the petrol fluids. I mean,
God forbid he actually do something that lowers the gas prices. I'm just going to write a letter.
Well, the president can't control the gas prices. He can just
unless you're President Putin.
Unless you're Putin,
he controls.
But he can control stuff like policies over drilling and
which is weird because I think he said it. I think he mentioned that was part of his letter.
And shipping and storing and selling, but that won't affect the price.
Yeah. He did mention, I think, when he was talking about the letter, that he asked them to work with the administration
was all hazelnut
and produce more oil. Well, I'm kind of like, if you want to produce more oil, why wouldn't you open Why wouldn't you open pipelines and drilling?
Maybe because the fact that his approval ratings are at records.
But he's still not opening the drilling leases.
Well, but see, the thing is, he's not opening them because his approval rating.
Well, let's talk about his approval rating.
It's at a record. Again,
this dude is setting records, man. Come on, man. He's
changing people's lives.
Changing people's lives. He's setting records on his approval and disapproval ratings.
Yeah.
They're both at the lowest that you could probably ever.
Disapproval's not.
See, well, yeah.
Disapproval's at the highest since Carter.
Yet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then that being said, it's amazing because speaking of Carter, because going into the midterms, we have the highest inflation since.
Did we have a gas crisis under Carter too?
Yeah, we did.
The whole OPEC ganged up on us.
Oh yeah. There was that.
It's really weird.
But because numbers are so low, surely we're not going to bring something back like COVID rising and then nobody cares, or monkeypox and then that's gone away. Oh, maybe if we do a mass shooting.
I don't know what happened to monkeypox. They decided they can't talk about that no more.
Mass shooting, we got to distract that. Oh, people are moving on past that. Oh, we need to bring up January 6th. And the only thing I can think of that changed my life on January 6th was that I could fill up the 29 gallons in my truck for about $44.
Yeah, I think a gas tank around January 6th would have cost me about $30.
He came out and he said that that people are more prosperous than they've ever been. There's more in savings than there's ever been since the survey came out in 2013. That more people have more in savings than ever before. But with that being said,
I don't think that's true.
I don't know where he's getting the math.
And the only reason I say that because
that being said, you're sitting there looking at the stock market right now, and we are in a bear market.
Well, that's what he's saying. He says people have more in savings. Okay, well, most people's savings are in 401k or
it's
private,
worth nothing,
IRAs.
Crypto's worth nothing.
The stock market just keeps crashing
and then
further every day.
The Fed just did the highest raise since like
40 years.
Yeah, 1984 or something like that.
Yeah, so now homes are going to get back to costing a huge interest rate. And
now what's funny about that is that if you were quoted on a loan on Friday, you were going to go buy a house and you were quoted, like, just for easy numbers, 5%. Then that means that today, when you're signing it, that's 5.7.
Well, think about all these suckers who sign up for those APR loans where it's the balloon payment where you get the adjustment.
Oh, yeah. Timer just went off. Timer just went off. Okay. Well, I will say this. I did not drink near as much of this one as I did the other one.
No, I think I like it better, though. I mean, it's definitely sweeter.
I liked it better at first, but all I'm getting is coconut and hazelnut now.
It's sweeter. The other one's because the other one was way heavier than coffee.
I don't like it. I'm already telling you, I don't like it.
All right.
You know what I do like?
What's that?
Not that.
Well, we got one more. One more.
And we have some spares in case.
And I brought a couple of insurance policy beers, if you will.
Oh.
In case these didn't work out.
Well, hey, we got some hope on this one. So this is from the 903 Brewers again. All these are from 903.
Yeah, absolutely. So 903 day.
This is called Sasquatch Tracks, which means I already automatically like it.
Yeah, who doesn't like Bigfoot, right? Yeah.
I love my son and I watch Bigfoot documentaries all the time together.
Yeah, there's a clone out there that's supposed to be reminiscent of Bigfoot. It's called Sex Panther.
Is it the one that's made with real bits of panther, so you know it's high quality?
Yeah.
Smells like gasoline.
Yeah. Poll or surveys show that
stings
it works,
the nostrils.
that 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
That doesn't even make sense. All right, so this is called Sasquatch Tracks, and it has an oak-aged stout with chocolate, peanut, and vanilla bean.
They sure like the chocolate.
They do.
The sweet
but
flavors
I'm
of
not.
this beer.
It doesn't say coffee in this one.
No. Did you say peanut?
Peanut, yeah.
Like peanut butter or just peanuts?
It just says peanut.
So is it like when you put peanuts in your Dr. Pepper as a kid or your Big
10,
Red?
2, and 4?
Yeah.
So this one's at 11.8% alcohol. The bottle didn't even have
This is why I'm feeling a buzz already on these
the
things.
the bottle didn't even have a
No, the bottle didn't have an alcohol listed on it. I tried to look it up, I couldn't find it.
So let's see here. It pairs with drunken noodles, s'mores, and stargazing.
All right, cool.
Am I reading that right? Does that say drunken noodles?
It says
I think it says
drunken noodles.
Okay,
so yeah, cool.
That's going to be another thing on my Google search
I'm gonna
list.
find out and see what drunken noodles. Apparently, they're doing something really funky out there in Sherman that we're not used to out here in the DFW.
Me and the Fed that watches my computer, we're gonna learn some stuff tonight, baby. Okay, so let's see. We're always on the hunt for delicious stoutle.
Speaking of watching this, there's an RV out front of the studio. So is that for you? I think somebody hiding in the RV.
Okay, so
there?
first off, I'm gonna need you to lower your voice. Second, I'm gonna need you to lower your voice. Okay, so we're always on the hunt for delicious stouts. With Sasquatch Tracks, we've loaded our favorite Imperial milk stout with notes of vanilla, fudge, and peanut at 13% ABV.
So for all you peanut allergy people, stay away from this one. Yeah.
And honestly, you're one of the weakest links, so goodbye. The result is a flavor blast reminiscent of rich chocolate, peanut butter cup candy, and swirly sweet vanilla.
So it does have peanut butter in it.
No, it says that it tastes like peanut butter because it mixes with the vanilla.
All right, well, you know what?
You know what? I don't know. Here we go. Let's just do this. Here we go.
Oh, it got you.
That one.
That was happy.
That one's happy. Apparently, this one hasn't been opened in a while because it spurted everywhere.
No one's touched that bad boy in a while.
It didn't.
Honest, this never happens.
Honest, I'm sorry. I was just so excited. Got all over my face.
I told you not to look at it.
Just don't look at it.
Again, this is a family show, so we're not.
I'm talking about the beers.
That's all we're doing is talking about beer.
And it's a very dark beer. It's not a white beer.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was something that very dark that just spurted all over my face. Not something that was white.
Morals would be very unhappy.
I think that would.
I'm thinking there's a yellow card. In there
no,
somewhere.
I don't.
I'm not real sure.
I don't think that's a yellow card.
I'm not a moralologist. So I mean, I
don't deal with philosophy or moralology, moralism.
All right.
So let's get our clinkage going on.
Did we do the smell test on this one?
Oh, we didn't. No. Uncle Joe's smell test.
It kind of smells like a nutty butter.
You know what it reminds me of? A whatchamacallit.
Yeah, there it is. Whatchamacallit.
It reminds me of a whatchamacallit.
Yeah, or Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah, kind of like Cocoa Pebbles. Yeah. Like a Cocoa Pebble, right? If you took half whatchamacallit and half Cocoa Pebbles, that's this.
Who doesn't like that? Right?
Commies.
Yeah, communists. So
all right. So
ready?
Here we do this.
Prost.
Let's get our clinkage and our pros.
That is god awful.
That is. That is
this. It's like burnt peanut butter.
It left me prickly on the insides.
I mean, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's far from I hate to say it because they were donated. It's far from good. This
sucks. This sucks.
No, hold on. This reminds me. You ever bought those protein bars like Quest bars, and you have to go through all the flavors to see if there's one that's edible?
Go on.
This is like the one that you think there's like, ooh, that says peanut butter and chocolate. That's going to be good. And then you get it, and you're like,
bad decisions
that's
were
like
made.
charcoal and rat poison right there.
There's nothing about that one I like.
No.
So far. I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple like Atkin bars and some different protein ones that kind of had this fake chocolate, like cacao nibs or something like that. You know.
Okay, one thing I will have to say about this, it is smooth.
It is. The second drink's not too bad.
The smell does not equal
weird.
the taste.
So here's the thing that I'll just say it for all three before we get to the next one. None of these have any hint of being a beer.
None.
They all taste like a cocktail somewhere.
And you know what? Especially with it being like Satan's anus temperatures outside.
These all just seem like Irished up coffees.
I'm telling you that considering that it's Satan's anus temperatures outside.
It is.
This is not something that you would want to drink out by the pool because it sets heavy.
Yeah, my house with all the AC units going is like a terrarium right now.
Yeah, it's like I got lizard people living with me too. But I'm talking about the beers.
Yeah.
Beers for the morals.
Well, conspiracy theorists think that lizard people live in the White House.
That's because they do.
Yeah.
They just have dementia and they don't know they're lizard people. So that being said, this is a very heavy beer. I mean,
maybe we had a big steak or something.
Have it with a steak, something like that.
Maybe we had some steak and some.
But this isn't one of those that I would just sit down and.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking I'm not a sweet. If you're at one of the steaks, you're like one of the roadhouses where they do like the baked potato, but it's a sweet potato and they put like cinnamon butter on it.
Yeah,
it almost seems like this is the kind of beer that should go with.
Or if you took like a half a porterhouse and you seared it, like use like a peanut butter, not a peanut butter, a coffee seasoning.
Yeah,
around the outside.
Or hear me out.
Good.
You're in a plane crash. You're the only survivor.
Go on.
You're in the mountains.
Taking notes.
It's cold.
You're
freezing.
I got that because it's cold.
You finally found a little bit of shelter.
Okay, found shelter.
And then you found a cooler full of this stuff. You'd be happy for it.
Yeah, because it's...
You'd be happy about it.
Because by the time it weighs you down, you can make your own snowball and just fall down the mountain.
It's survival beer.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Survival beer.
Speaking of survival beers, you know what time it is? It's our favorite segment.
Oh, is it? Is it the
Big FUs?
FUs stands for follow up.
Does it?
Really? Sometimes.
Oh my gosh, I got
it's all over the place, man.
It got all over everything.
So while you're cleaning up your microphone there, with the
I'm totally not making phallic foams.
So our favorite segment.
Where in the world is Kamala Harris? I can tell you where she's at.
Where's she at, man?
The border.
Which border? Canadian?
In Pittsburgh. The border of Pittsburgh.
Oh, Three Rivers between New Jersey and or whatever. I don't know what state borders Pittsburgh. So
we'll just say that it's the border.
But it's as close as the border she likes to get.
Because she hasn't been back to the border since June 26th,
well, why would you go
2021.
back to the border when the immigration problem the crisis has been resolved?
Because she is the border.
She did a speech.
She is the border czar.
Don't come.
She's the border czar. So hold on, I gotta take a sip of this. Okay. So you would think that since she's the border czar, and that we just had a caravan of 13,000 come through, that she would speak about anything to do with the border, right? I mean,
No.
no. I mean, she's one of your favorite people, so I'm assuming
No, she sucks.
By sucks, you mean she's awesome.
No, it's
but no, she is going to be in Pittsburgh.
Bad is a good thing.
Talking about
she's terrible.
A new task force on preventing online harassment and abuse.
That sounds like censorship on social media.
Apparently, some of these kids have never been in a Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah.
Or a Halo lobby way back in the day.
Again, it just seems like a new way around the Ministry of Truth.
So we
failed.
We just had 13,000 come through, and so far just this year,
not harassing kids on Call of Duty, legal immigrants,
or both. But just this year, we've had 1,100 convicted criminals arrested at the border trying to come back over. Convicted felons.
But were they convicted in our country or another country? Because, that's...
Well, we had about 300,000 sex traffickers that were also caught.
Maybe murdering somebody here is different than murdering somebody back home.
I don't know. But, especially because I have young kids, the sex trafficking thing, that just makes me clucking mad. So 300,000 known sex traffickers were caught so far this year. And we've had about 1,100 pounds of fentanyl caught just this year. And did you hear that they're doing dollar bill tricks with that?
Yeah, I heard they're wrapping the dollar bills around the fentanyl, and that way, if you grab the dollar bill and you find that it's fentanyl, you're already OD'd.
Yeah, so that way they can get away.
Yeah,
but hey, building back better, baby.
Yeah, it's all awesome.
Instead of spending $6 billion to build a border wall, we can just send like $53 billion to the Ukraine and then continue to aid them with another $1.14 billion coming up this next month.
Because we have no problems at home.
No, not at all.
No, best economy ever.
Well,
crashing economy.
She solved the border patrol.
Retail's down 30%. Gas is its highest price it's ever
been.
So
now one of the things that you talked about with that, since we're doing some follow-ups, most people don't know that whenever you're looking at the market, they actually use retail as a key indicator, and it's gone down 30% per month this year.
Oh, I know. I own a business.
Oh, I know, but I know but I'm saying that most people don't know that they use retail as a key indicator, because that means that you have money that you're willing to spend.
Yeah, and I would argue that everybody who owns their own retail shop or owns their own business, specifically in retail, is what I can speak to, is every time gas goes up about 25 cents during the week, that through the weekend sales drop. Anytime there's a big surge in gas, sales drop immediately. And it takes about 2 weeks of gas prices to be at the price they are and level out before people start spending again.
The downside right now is that because of that, it changes anywhere from 5 to 30 cents.
And I'm sure there are people out there who would argue with me because I'm not an economist.
Well, yeah.
Unlike somebody in Congress who is an economist who was a bartender and never actually did the job of an economist, but somehow is a self-proclaimed socialist communist and now a Congress member.
That's the way it works.
But who would want to listen to the guy who actually makes a living in
I don't know,
a certain industry?
It's to the point now that it's just absolutely clucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Speaking of clucking ridiculous, we might end up going over on this one. The January 6th committee.
You mean the let's distract everybody from what's really going on committee? Yeah.
So here's the funniest thing. The FBI had fully investigated the January 6th, and there's been lots and lots of people arrested for that riot. They got out of hand over there. But the FBI already concluded that Trump had no wrongdoing in there, and no charges would be brought against him because he's not president of the United States anymore, so they could bring charges if they wanted. So here we are with Congress saying, oh, no, he did do it, even though our Justice Department says he absolutely had nothing to do with it. And not only do they believe he did it, when's the last time you saw congressional hearings on primetime television? I watched a video.
Got to do something to boost ratings, right?
I watched a video, and this is what was sad about the video. So Congress has CNN make a timeline video for them to put in the hearings. You asked CNN to do a video editing for you so you could show the American people.
Did you see the one
the
that it looked like it was slowly for somebody from the 1930s film morphing into a werewolf?
Yeah, it was just so heavily edited. And again, keep in mind, none of these people were armed.
Oh, that smells awful. It tastes awful.
None of these people were armed. What insurrection happened that none of these people were armed? They didn't go in there with guns. They didn't go in there with tear gas. They didn't go in there with brass
Well,
knuckles.
that's because if you're going to do a peaceful riot like during a bunch of the riots of 2020,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah,
to.
no, they did cross the barricades, and it got out of hand.
Well, yeah,
And
so
it
it
absolutely
did.
got out of hand.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to disagree.
And lots of people have convicted for it.
I'm
but
not going to
nobody's
disagree.
No one has been convicted yet of sedition or treason. Why is that?
Well, the reason that this one was so much more volatile, and one of the reasons that it was the darkest days in American history, is because it wasn't a peaceful protest like a bunch of the protests where that they looted stores and then they burned cars and burned
Sure.
buildings. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a peaceful protest.
A
now.
peaceful protest where everybody gets a TV at Target.
Yeah, it identifies as a peaceful protest, so it can't. Oh, timer just went off.
Yeah.
So okay,
That's crap.
okay. So this, and I'm going to let you speak on this. So this is we're dedicating just a little bit of time to. I want you to go ahead and bring up the 988.
Yeah, so I wanted to end on a positive thing. So one thing that's kind of come out of a cross between when Trump was in office and to Biden into office is a phone number that's going to be launching in mid-July called 988. It's similar to 911, except this is for Mental Health Association. So you can actually call this, and if you're feeling suicidal, having any type of mental, whatever kind of break, or just feel like you need to talk, there's going to be a national hotline now, and instead of having to remember all these different numbers like suicide hotlines, you just have 988, kind of like 911.
I know it shouldn't be funny, but the only thing I can think of is because you said that there's this British TV show called The IT Crowd, and they change the emergency number in Britain from 991 to 0118999. 88199 8119725
Yeah, no, nothing like that. This is again. I mean, it's a positive thing that happened. It was actually a bill that was introduced under Trump in 2019, and then Biden did sign it into law. So at least there was some common sense of a holdover from one administration to the next administration.
Yeah. So,
Which is sorely been
and
lacking.
one of the things that we've said multiple times over a year of doing the show is that we do have a mental health crisis.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, I'm behind this 100%.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great thing. That's the reason I wanted to end on a positive note. I mean,
We're not going to end on a positive
Well, I mean,
note.
we could talk about,
We're not going to end on a positive note.
Okay, not going to end on a positive note.
You know why we're not going to end on a positive note?
What's that?
Because we have to go back to all three of these beers.
dude, we haven't done any go backs.
We haven't done any go
Should've
backs.
saved the
Okay.
988. I might have to call 988 after this bad boy.
0118999.
All right, so let's start with the. Well, I guess let's start with the last one. We had the Squatch Tracks.
So we had the Squatch Tracks.
Squatch Tracks. Okay. Now let's check that against the Like a Bomb.
Like a bomb. Squatch Tracks wins.
Oh yeah, Squatch Tracks definitely wins. Okay, Squatch Tracks again.
Sorry, I swallowed wrong. I forgot that I wasn't in the dungeon.
Squatch Tracks versus Devil's Noose. I mean,
What?
Last Dance. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Oh, that is tough.
I'm gonna go Devil's Last Dance.
Okay, so this is Squatch Track?
Yeah. One more time.
I want to go back to it.
No, I changed my mind.
Squatch Tracks.
Squatch Tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing it
Yeah.
a second time. It's Squatch Tracks. So, Squatch Track wins?
Oh.
Squatch Tracks. As Madman is dying, Rooster's going to call it Squatch Track for the win.
It's Squatch Track.
Squatch Track for the win. Yeah, you didn't have to down the rest of it.
I want to curl up in the floor in the fetal position. Start playing the crying game in the background.
If you're
You've
into
got
funky,
a lot to know about the crying game.
yeah, not even the crying. If you're into funky beers, these are probably some cool beers to try.
Yeah,
if,
I'm not.
If you want beer,
I'm past that funky beer.
these are
thing.
not for you. If you're just kind of a beer guy and you love your beer and you love your different flavors of beers that are actual beers,
This doesn't even taste like.
These are not for you. This is that true micro brew. I want something completely different than any beer that I've ever had before in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that being said, I've never in any of the
903 the alcohol content's a little dang high.
903 brewery beer that I have gotten from their actual shop.
Yeah.
I've never once been disappointed in anything that I got.
No.
But that being said, I also get things that I know that I'll enjoy. So don't let anything that we're saying today steer you away from 903 Brewery. We're literally drinking some of the beers that they don't normally just sell out in the real. Oh, hold on.
It's back.
Oh, God.
Morals will be getting all
Oh,
over
God.
the yellow flag, man. Yeah, this is
Okay.
it's different.
You know what? Let's not
limp away from this bad, but let's just put the plane right in the damn ground.
I'm going to walk away right from the scene of the crash.
It's like first time you have to come out of a helicopter or plane, you're just like, you know what, dude? I'm just going.
We're just going.
I don't care what happens at this point.
I bet we beat the ambulances
Someone's
there by a good 30
someone behind
minutes.
you is yelling, bend your knees. You're like, I don't want to.
No, I don't want to.
I'm going head first.
That was one of my favorite Ron White segments ever. Do you think we're going to crash? Probably. Well, I bet that we can beat the ambulance there by a good 30, 45 minutes. All right. So thanks for tuning in to episode 53 of Whiskey and Whine with the Rooster and the Madman. And remember,
special thanks again to 5G Farm Texas out in McKinney, Texas.
Special thanks
They
again.
got the pumpkin patch coming up here in October. They've got their farm store always going. Barbecue's amazing.
Oh, their barbecue is great.
Yeah, barbecue's amazing.
I got some brisket there one time. Had like a perfect bark on it.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of weird when it comes to this barbecue because I guess gross people out. I like to take those stuffed jalapenos he does, and I actually like to open them up and take all the insides and the bacon and put it on my dang brisket sandwich.
So I've done that before with their brisket sandwiches, and then I took out my pocket knife and I cut up the jalapeno, just threw it on it.
Oh, yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. He had a sandwich he stopped doing. I wish he hadn't stopped doing it because it was amazing.
So special thanks to 5G Farms.
Cool.
Can I sign us out now?
Yeah, sign us out.
Are you going to cut me off? Can I do this?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. See how you do. You've been listening to Whiskey and Wine with Rooster the Madman. And remember,
in a world full of chickens,
be a rooster.
You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, where you can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio on Locked and Loaded with DJ Shane Guns.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner-operator right here in North Texas. Remember to pick up a bottle of Overlord's Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all-natural coconut oil.
Leaves you prickly on the insides.